I'm not sure.
What do you see first? What do you see? Colour or shapes or...
Like, it's like a wooden bench made out of half a tree.
Yep, tell me a bit more about that bench.
You know, like when they get what's it? When they get the trunk of a tree and they cut it in half and put it so the flat bit's upwards, and it's like that, and it's like a wooden bench that looks like that.
Why do you see this bench? What is it there for?
I don't know.
Look around and tell me what else you see.
It's like a tavern. It's like a, like a, almost like a sort of medieval tavern kind of a setup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And are you male in energy or female? Look down at your feet.
Male.
Okay, tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
Leather boots that look pretty battered.
Yeah. And you're at this tavern in front of you. Do you go into this tavern? Have you been here? Is that where you're going?
I'm inside.
Oh, you're inside. Tell me what you see.
Like, you know the windows with like little, they're quite small panes of glass. And they're quite grimy. And it's almost sort of cave-like, like it's pretty dark in here.
Yeah. How do you feel when you're inside?
Like it's somewhere I come a lot.
Yeah. And as you look around, are there people there?
Some, it's daytime, it's not so busy.
Okay. And why have you come in? Have you come in to drink or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's like early afternoon.
Yeah. And friends? Do you have any friends here in this tavern?
There's people that I know because I'm like a regular and it's like my local, but like my friends' friends, there's people who'll be like, alright, to like you would in a local pub, but I haven't got any friends, hence I'm basically here alone.
You're out there alone. Okay. What age are you here? What age comes to mind?
32 is what popped up.
Yeah. And do you have a name?
I've got Ben and Toby.
What one are you more drawn to?
Toby.
Whereabouts is this tavern? What country are you in?
I think it's like Sussex or something in like the UK.
Okay. And does a year come to mind? What year is it?
Gonna need a minute on that.
Okay, no worries. So I'm going to take you back a little bit before the tavern, before you arrive at the tavern. What were you doing before?
I think I came in on a horse. I think I'm something to do with horses. I think maybe like I do something to do with carriages. Like something just about like the upkeep of horses and carriages that very richer people around.
Okay, so that's, you make the carriages or you work with them?
I just work with them, you know, just like almost like a carriage mechanic.
Okay.
And making sure the horses are okay and strapped in properly and all that sort of thing.
Do you have family around you here in this space?
Yeah, I think I've got a wife and 2 kids, I think.
I want you to go back. I'm going to count to 3. And on number 3, you're going to take me to your home. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you see.
It's a nice little cottage, like we're quite rural. It's nothing grand, but it's pretty comfortable. Like a few rooms, you know, just like, yeah, it looks like a comfortable little place.
And about your wife, what is she like?
She's quite tall, slim. She's got dark hair. And the kids are a girl who's older. She's maybe early teens, and a son who's about 8 or 9.
Do they have names? What's the name of your wife?
Laura.
And your daughter?
Meave.
And your son?
Ben.
Okay. As you look around at the faces of your wife and your children, do they remind you of anyone in energy?
They're quite obscure. They're like blurry, like
Okay.
deliberately blurry. I can see like their hair and then these like blurry faces. It's
Okay.
really weird.
So on the count of 3, you're going to see sharply, with clarity, what they look like. It's all becoming clear. 1, 2 and 3. You can see their features. Turn around and look at them. Possibly through the eyes you can see the soul energy. Do they remind you of anyone?
I feel like this is bizarre. I feel like my wife is my grandma, in this life, my grandma on my dad's side.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. And what about your children?
My son feels like my brother in this life, which is just bizarre. And the daughter's my mum. Yeah, that's it. And she's got the blurriest face.
How's your relationship with your family in this life?
It's strained. There's not a good, there's not a great vibe in the house. Like everybody's comfortable or whatever, and it's like everyone's sort of just going through the motions, but there doesn't feel like there's a lot of connection. Like it's not awful, it's not particularly bad, it's just not great, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah. Tell me why that is.
I think I'm away a lot with my job. Like I think the carriages take me off, off, and that actually makes sense, right? The carriages take me away, and also I'm in the pub a lot as well.
And why do you go to the pub?
It's just what men do, right?
Okay.
It's how I feel about it. It's like,
Mhm.
well, I work hard, I'm going for a beer, and that's what I'm doing.
How do you think that this affects your wife?
They're lonely.
They're lonely. Okay. Moving forward a little bit to something significant in this life. Significant to you, where you carry some blocks. On the count of 3, you're going to change scene to another point in time. It's Toby, and you're going to explain all that you see. 1, 2 and 3, taking me to a new place.
I'm on like a country road that's quite like bumpy.
Mhm.
There's a carriage, it's fallen over onto its side.
Mhm.
It's like crashed, and I'm pretty sure that my daughter's died.
Why do you think that?
I don't know, but I feel like maybe I know that from like future me, but I feel like this was a scene that changed things irrevocably. Like nothing was the same after this.
I'm going to take you further into that moment. Everything is going to become very clear. On the count of 3, everything becomes clear about the situation. 1, 2 and 3.
Yeah, she died. She was on the left side
Mm-hmm.
of the carriage. I'm not quite sure how it's happened, if she like banged her head wrong or like, but yeah, my son and wife are okay. They were on the right hand side. She took the force of, I think maybe something fell on her head that was on the stored, or I don't know. Anyway, like she's some head trauma, and she's died, and she's on the side of the carriage that fell.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty grim. Like my wife's screaming.
Were you there? Or?
Yeah, I was behind. I think I was on a horse behind. I wasn't driving it. I watched it and like ran in.
Okay. Tell me how you feel.
Awful. and I feel like it's my fault.
And why do you feel that way?
It's one of the carriages that I maintain and everything, and they hit a bump in the road. I'm not sure what's happened at this point, but it's like, you know, my responsibility to keep safe, and there's been an accident, and, you know, should we have gone down this route or something? Like, there's something about decisions that I made that could have contributed to this happening. Maybe this was a faster route that was more difficult terrain. Something about saving money. Like this, I feel like this is in part it's an accident nonetheless, but I have some guilt around this. A lot of guilt around this.
What happens after this accident?
My wife hates me, and she withdraws further, and my son is pretty traumatised because obviously they were all in a little box as this happened. So there's like a further withdrawal of the family unit, a further dissemination.
And what age was your daughter when she passed?
14.
What do you feel as you scan? I'm going to, on the count of 3, allow your higher self to scan your physical body now as Anna and see where any trauma from this life is held.
It feels here still.
So on the count of 3, it's going to become very, very clear where you have an energy block. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me exactly where on your body.
Right here.
In the stomach area.
Mm.
And as you go into that, what is this energy block?
The guilt.
Guilt. Going back to after the passing of your daughter, tell me a little bit more about how life unfolds for you.
I think we were going somewhere we were moving. Like, we were moving somewhere. And when that happened, we were on the way.
Yeah. And then you move with your wife to the next location and your son?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything.
Okay. I want you to take me to another significant moment. I'm going to count to 3 as Toby in this life that affects fertility within you now. Another significant event. 1, 2, and 3. All things become sharp and clear as the scene unfolds. Tell me what you see.
Basically, this little cottage is smaller than the one that we were in before. And I'm sat at a little wooden table by a little window, and it's very rural outside. It's just like a flat field. And my wife is opposite me. I'm drinking out of one of those like clay jugs with a little opening and like it almost looks like a vase, and there's that on the table and a glass, and then she's there and she looks really, really miserable, and she's wearing black. I think my son's died as well. He got sick.
He got sick?
Yeah, he got sick. Whoa. He got something like smallpox or measles or something.
Tell me a little bit about this.
It's shit.
Okay, tell me a little bit. Let's go to, on the count of 3, I'm going to take you to a time just before the passing of your son. 1, 2, and 3, all things become clear and sharp. Tell me what you see.
We're me and my son were on a field, and there's a big cow, a big like beige cow.
Yeah.
With big brown eyes, and I don't know, like I think I've been teaching him how to milk a cow. I feel like we've moved and we're like help. I feel like we live on a little cottage on the like a really little one, smaller than we had before, on the edge of somebody's farm, and we help on their farm. and that's where we're going to, and it's more rural than we were before, and isolated, and yeah, me and my son are dealing with this cow. I'm at the cow's like head, and he said, look at, and I was just teaching him what to do, and we're happy. It's like it's dusk, or just before, and we're just like on the edge of our little like cottage.
Yeah.
And it's pleasant.
So going on to how your son starts to get sick, tell me a little bit about that. What do you notice?
Coughing and not wanting his dinner, and he's got his head in his hands at the little table, and he says he's hot. And he says he's hot, and he's like on the table there's like a candle, and there's a little fire going, and he's got like blondish hair, this one, and like he's got his head down, looking on the table, and he's sort of playing with his food. He doesn't want it.
What age is he?
I think he's 8, tipping 9 or early 9, but it isn't a lot. It's maybe 6 months after the daughter passed.
Tell me how that progresses for him.
Quite rapidly. I see him in bed with a little fire going, like with a cold compress on his head, and he's getting rashes. I see a thermometer, actually, a thermometer to take his temperature. Maybe the doctor came up, I don't know where we have one, but and he's going downhill pretty rapidly, and he's being sick, and he's just fading pretty fast.
And how do you feel?
Just hopeless, just helpless. I can't help him.
And what about your wife?
She's distraught. She's a mess.
And I'm going to take yourself above your body now. You're going to scan over your body, and you're going to tell me where on the body you hold hopelessness.
I feel like it's here. It's moved down, I'm feeling.
I'm going to zone into that area. It's going to become more clear exactly where that area is. You tell me where.
I already feel really sick.
Yeah, that's okay. Where do you feel exactly this energy block? Which organ or body part does it connect to? This feeling of hopelessness.
It's here.
Your female area? Uterus? Okay.
Or green or whatever from this guy.
What colour is it, sorry?
I'm thinking like it's a groiner from this guy in this other life, so. But here now, it's here.
That's okay, that's perfect. So we have your guilt and hopelessness in 2 different places in your body as an energy block from this life to carried forward. I want you to take me again now to another significant part of this life. On the count of 3, the scene is going to change, and you're going to tell me a little bit about that. 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it's my son's funeral.
Okay.
And again, it's quite rural, and there's just a handful of people because we're new to the area. It's like a priest or whatever. And maybe like me and my wife and maybe like 2 other people. I don't even know who they are. As in like I might know, but right now I don't know. And like it's just really sad. It's just really, and now there's nothing holding me and my wife together. Like now we've lost both of our children, like basically 6 months apart. There's nothing. Our grief's just pushed us further and further away from each other.
How does your life with your wife continue? What happens after the funeral of your son? How does life generally seem?
When you're doing this family, I drink more. I see myself drowning my sorrows. I'm just being really quite pathetic.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit to another significant point in your life. As Toby, on the count of 3, you're going to take me to another scene, an event. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm dying.
Okay,
I'm on my deathbed.
tell me a bit about that.
I think it's to do with drink overall. I think I've like really screwed myself up my liver or whatever. I feel poisoned, like by, not by poison, but by like my lifestyle. And I'm full of regret. And my wife isn't, she's around, but she's not really tending to me, do you know what I mean? It's like she's doing what she can, but there's just such a, I think she's furious, and like, you know, I did bring this on myself through my actions, and she's like, I'm on my way out, and I think she's like making me comfortable, but there's not like tenderness, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there's not a, you know, who you'd hope a loved one would be when you're on your deathbed, and I'm just full of regret.
So tell me the actual passing of yourself. Tell me what happens at that moment. And on the count of 3, it's going to become very clear. 1, 2, and 3.
I feel like the air's coming out of me. I feel pain here.
On your hip?
No, like
in your
internal organ.
Mm-hmm.
Here is where something's failing. And my kidneys, I think. Is that those two places? And I just feel like the air's getting squeezed out of me, and then that's it.
And as your soul leaves this body, tell me what happens there. You're going to reach for your higher mind now. You're going to leave the body. You're going to tell me what happens. Everything is going to be clear. Everything is going to feel strong to you.
I went up, and it was just bright white, like blinding.
Yeah.
And there's my son and my daughter.
And how do you feel when you see them?
Really good. Really good. Like, I can't believe they're here.
Is there anyone else that you see?
I think my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just silhouettes, my parents, behind the kids.
Yeah. And how do you feel being with your children?
Grateful.
What else do you feel?
Like I don't deserve it.
And in your body here as Anna, do you hold the feelings of undeservingness?
Yeah.
Show me where when you scan your body.
I still feel it here.
In the stomach? Any particular organ?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm going to take you to the highest part of yourself. You're going to be deeper into relaxation, but your mind is very clear. Connecting to the highest part of yourself, the higher mind. What do you think the lessons were in this life as Toby?
I should have paid more attention to now and what was in front of me and what I had, and taken better care instead of focusing on peripheral stuff.
And do you think this insight is useful for Anna?
100%.
I'd like your higher self to connect with the healing part of the higher dimensions, to bring light and healing into the areas of the stomach and the uterus. But also, I'd like your higher self to scan your body and see if there's anywhere else that needs healing. If you have your heart, what emotions do you feel are here?
Fear, shame, guilt, lack of security, like a panic.
Okay. And is there a colour being offered to heal?
Green.
Green. Okay. And like the higher part of yourself who has access to divine healing, to bring in that green energy. I'd like you to pull it in, to push out any energy blocks that you may have in the heart space, in your stomach and in your uterus, and direct that green light, bring it in to completely fill these areas so that healing can occur. Pulling it in, pulling in this light, filling the body, filling these spaces with green healing light. And you can tell me when you've finished, when you feel you've received enough of this healing energy.
Thank you.
And with your higher self, is there any advice that would give your human self at this time going forward for pregnancy, fertility?
I got focus on now, but then before that, but then when you said fertility, I'm just waiting for the advice.
Your mind is going to become sharper and clearer, and on the count of 3, you're going to connect fully with your higher self, who's all-knowing and all-wise. It's going to give advice best for pregnancy, fertility, on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. What advice?
Stop the IVF.
Anything else?
Focus on you.
What else flows to you?
Ground yourself.
How is your body set for pregnancy? What do you receive?
And I'm not in balance.
And how best should Anna get in balance?
I'm getting it.
Okay. As I count to 3, you're going to become more relaxed and sink deeper with an open mind. And the words and advice, the feelings of what to do are going to become clearer for you on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. What do you receive?
Nature.
Okay. Anything you should be taking from nature?
Keep seeing broccoli.
Broccoli? Why broccoli?
I'm eating a lot of broccoli at the moment. I keep seeing broccoli.
Okay, what does broccoli offer your body?
I got iron, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay. Anything else?
And that the broccoli grew into trees,
Yeah.
like as in whole trees, like a forest. Not of broccoli, then of trees. But it like showed me broccoli, and then it went and turned into a whole forest.
And what do you think that means to you?
And that was when I got nature. But I was like, why the hell am I seeing broccoli?
Is that your link to trees, perhaps, and nature for healing, for fertility? The amount of trees is the amount of eggs.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going to bring your energy into knowing your steps to take. Because there are steps that you must take to become pregnant, to set up yourself in the right frequency for pregnancy, fertility. And now something new is going to be offered, something that's tangible to you, something that you can go forward with. Some advice from your highest self. On the count of 3, this is going to become very clear to you. 1, 2, and 3.
I just keep feeling like I need to get into alignment. I'm not getting much else.
Alignment. And there are many ways to be in alignment with pregnancy, with fertility. Which is best for Anna? Okay, on the count of 3, I'm going to remove all blocks associated with infertility. 1, 2, and 3. And new energy will flow and new wisdom. What is best for Anna to go forward to be in alignment with pregnancy?
I need to find a home.
Need to find a home. And what else?
It's the lettuce.
Perhaps to eat better?
Yeah, maybe. I see like, it looks like the underside of a leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Bit that like romaine lettuce, now it just looks like a tree leaf.
And going back to the tree. How is Anna's fertility at this time?
So.
So. And how will it be in the coming months?
Getting better.
Is Anna able to, on her own, get pregnant?
Yeah.
Is Anna able to release all the emotional blocks attached?
It's not easy, but if she works on it, she can.
Will you be able to offer her help and support? And will you be able to offer her healing?
Yes.
Is there anywhere else in her body that needs extra light?
Yeah.
Can you give that today?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give a few moments to allow this light to come in. Allow you, your higher self, to give this light to this area. When your higher self is finished, let me know.
Imagine like there's like 3 like angel type like white light beings, like there's one here, one here, and one here, all focusing on this area.
Wonderful.
It's like a white ball.
Wonderful.
Like really weird.
Okay, we're going to allow that for some time. The help from your other guides and angel assistants to come in. We're going to allow that healing to take place. You're going to feel that shift, that release of any negative being washed away and healing to occur. And allow that fully now. When the guides and the angels are finished, you can let me know.
They're gone.
Okay. In regards to the Chinese medicine Anna is taking at the moment, is this useful for her?
It is. Yeah.
Is there anything else similar to that that she could take to help? Anything physical? Anything through natural medicines that would help?
Like some sort of, I'm getting turmeric and ashwagandha or something like that.
Okay. And will this be made accessible for Anna?
Yeah, you can get it anywhere.
Okay. Any other advice on this path to healing for Anna?
Meditate, get out in nature. Stop worrying.
Connect to your higher self, bringing yourself to the nearest element of your future. We're going to connect with your career. We can go either back in time for this to see if you have any career blocks, or we can go forward. Which would you like? Would you like to remove some of your blocks? Or would you like to see?
Both.
Okay.
Which one can I? Which
Okay.
one can I? I'm greedy.
So that's fine. We go back now. We're going to go back. Okay. On the count of 3, we're going to go to a time and space in this life or before where Anna has negative blocks or beliefs or patterns about career. We're going to sink deeper here into relaxation.
I'm there already.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm a woman in the 60s.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, tell me a bit about this.
I mean, like, I'm a housewife.
Housewife.
And, like, I think I married a guy that, like, had more money, like, for that reason, you know, I'm a woman in the 60s, like, you know, it was very normal. And, like, the house is just how you'd imagine. Or is it, like, very late 50s, very early 60s? It's style-wise, there's, like, a bleed over, isn't there? Like, it didn't just change overnight. Like, it definitely got, like, a late 50s vibe about it. And, you know, I'm really happy that we have, like, a washing machine and these white goods and all of that. Like, and I'm frustrated because I'm a smart woman and I want to work, and there's this man's world and I want a piece of it. And I'm living, I have all this stuff, but I don't feel fulfilled because, yeah, I'm just like a housewife with, like, I think there's one little baby, but I'm bored, you know what I mean? I want to do more than clean.
So tell me a bit about yourself here. What's your name?
Marianne.
Marianne. And
I think I'm in America.
you're in America. Okay. Why do you think America? What do you see?
I hear my name, like Marianne, like,
You can hear the tone.
and it very much feels like that era in America. You know, it's very, like, pastels and bubblegum tones, and yeah, I definitely feel like I'm in the US.
Okay. What age are you, Marianne?
28.
28. And you're married at this point?
Yeah.
And you have a child, yes?
Yeah, we've got a little one.
Tell me
I think
about it.
about 3.
3 years? A boy or girl?
It's a boy.
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Billy.
Mm-hmm. And your husband?
Ted.
Ted. Okay.
Oh,
Wonderful.
I think it's, like, called Theodore's his full name, but we, like, call him Ted for short.
Okay. So as you look at your husband and your little son, look at them and tell me in energy, do they remind you of anyone from this life?
My son is my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Theodore, my husband, is my dad in
Okay.
this life.
Yeah. So tell me a bit about your husband and what he does.
He works in, like, I think it's for, like advertising, type newspaper, something to do with the newspaper. I think he does the adverts in the advert section in the newspaper for a local newspaper, but it's quite a big one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite a Mad Men setup, but, like, he's very salesy.
Mm-hmm. And how's your relationship with him?
It's not as good as it was before the child and before we got married. He's stressed with work and snappy, and, yeah, long hours at work, and I think I suspect a secretary dalliance, you know, all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. How does it make you feel?
Angry.
Angry.
Like, I'm this bird in this gilded cage, you know, like, we've got nice things and it's, you know, we've got our kid and da-da-da. But you know, he stays late at the office, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the rumours are all rife as to what they all get up to.
Tell me, when you feel angry and you scan your body, where do you feel that anger?
hearing him.
In the stomach. And you said you feel trapped. Do you feel that you're stuck because you're at home with the baby?
Yeah, and like, you know, what if I left him?
Uh-huh.
Like, what, I have to just put up with his cheating, basically. And if I left him, I'm like, well, what am I going to do, you know? I think I used to do some typistry stuff, like, I think I'm educated, and something about typing. I've not had an actual career, and what you know, if like, who would get custody of our son? It means it's not that bad, but I do know that he's playing away. And again, that's something we're supposed to all just put up with. But I'm annoyed about it, and I just feel this lack of options. I feel like, yeah, like a bird in a gilded cage.
When you feel angered about this, what else do you feel?
Resentful.
You feel resentful.
And lonely. And lied to, you know, like, he's lying.
Yeah. If we take some of these emotions, the resentful, where do you hold that in your body? Resentment.
I feel like it's in my heart.
And the loneliness. Stomach. What about the lack of trust, the being lied to? Where do you hold that energy?
Yeah,
In the female area, yeah?
Mm.
What else do you feel around this situation?
I just feel like if I had my own money, I wouldn't be stuck.
Okay. I want you to take me to a significant part of this life for you. On the count of 3, you're going to take me to a different scene, and you're going to explain to me everything clearly. You're going to see and hear and feel everything clearly. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm in the bathroom at my wedding,
Yep.
and like one of my best friends is saying like, don't marry him. If I marry him, like, he's not right for you. Like, you won't be happy.
How does this make you feel?
I'm in denial, totally. I'm like, oh, no, it's fine.
Okay, tell me about your wedding.
It's really beautiful.
Tell me what. What do you see?
Well, I see it's like coming out of like the church, and everyone throwing confetti, and I've got a lovely long flowing dress on with really long like sleeves, and I don't look like me obviously in this life, and like a big long veil, and yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy that day.
And who do you see at your wedding that's important to you? Who do you see there
All
around
of our
you?
friends and family are there.
You have many friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a best friend, or?
Yeah, that's who said don't marry him.
Tell me about her.
She's sharp actually, she's working. She has a job.
What does she do?
Something secretarial.
Do you spend a lot of time with this female?
We were like peas in a pod, and as like time gone on, like we see each other less and less. And that makes me sad, of course.
When you look at the energy of your friend, does she remind you of anyone?
My mum.
Your mum. That's nice. So, you've had your wedding, and then you have a home?
Yeah. I'm there, and like it's late, and he was supposed to come home, and it's like a Friday night, and I'm just gonna put our child to bed, and the house just feels very empty and very like quiet. It's like, and I have this feeling that, you know, he's late at the office, and it's just that awful sensation. You know. And like, do you confront them? They're just going to say no. That's going to cause more problems. Da 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 da.
And this must make you feel sad.
Yeah, very.
If you scan your body, your higher self, tell me where you keep these emotions, these negative ones. In the female area or the stomach?
female area.
Okay. I want you to take me, as Marianne, to another significant point in this life. On the count of 3, you're going to take me to time and space. It becomes very clear to you. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm leaving, I'm going on a train, I'm crying, I haven't got my child with me. I think husband's set up with another woman, and I've not been given custody of my child. And I'm on a train going somewhere. I think I'm going to stay with a relative.
What age is your child?
6 or 7.
So it's going to become very clear to you where you're going next. On the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me where you're going.
Like Pennsylvania or somewhere.
And who's there?
My auntie or someone. Like, it's a female relative that isn't my mum.
Okay.
And they're like, honey, you can come and stay, come and stay.
Tell me about this woman. What's her name?
Something beginning with a B.
Okay. On the count of 3, your higher self sees everything clearly. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm in her kitchen. I'm sat at her table. She's peeling potatoes over the sink. And she's got like a big tabard thing on and all of that. And I'm sat having a cigarette, like a bourbon or something, at her kitchen table, like in the day. And she's just giving me advice, She's trying her best to like cheer me up and, you'll get back on your feet and all of that. I'm just like, I've lost everything.
Yeah. So as you look at the energy of this lady, does her name become clearer to you?
It's like bet something, but
okay.
I can't
see it. That's okay. Look at the energy of her face, especially the eyes. Does this lady remind you of anyone?
She reminds me of a woman that used to live opposite me in this life when I was growing up, and she was called Margaret, and she was a wonderful soul. She was beautiful. She used to take good care of me when she could.
Okay. And you're here living in her house, yes?
This
lady?
Woman in Pennsylvania,
yes.
yeah, I'm staying at her house.
Yeah. How long do you live there for?
Oh, a long time.
One day or?
Oh, years.
Years?
Years.
Okay. And you have a nice time there? Everything is happy?
I'm
happy
existing.
What about your son? What happens there?
He grows up, ex-husband's career's like up and they have another child, and my son goes to boarding school, and I don't really have a relationship with him because there's a lot of geographical distance.
Yeah.
I think they're in Florida.
Okay.
And there's a lot of geographical distance, and I just don't have the money to be. I couldn't live there because it's so expensive. And live with my aunt, and I'm also really I don't have the custody, so I'm not very welcome. Like, they're trying to keep us apart. I think they've said bad things about me. It's difficult, So I don't think I've seen him very often. I write letters, but I don't think I get them back.
How does this make you feel?
Awful.
Tell me a bit more about your feelings around this.
I've lost the most important thing in my life.
As an energy in your physical body where you hold this feeling of loss. In your heart. And is there a colour associated with this?
I got red.
Okay. Tell me a bit more about your life later as you live with this woman. What do you do?
I think
Do you work?
Yeah, something And something about a shop and sewing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do a bit of seamstressy stuff on the side, and I think I'm like a retail clerk or something. I mean, it's not particularly well paid at all, but you know, it means I can contribute towards the household and pay food and whatnot. But I really feel like my life, I feel like there's no improving this, and I'm not meeting anybody.
You don't have any partners after that?
No.
No. Okay, we're going to ascend forward, move forward to another significant point in this life. On the count of 3, you're going to take me to a new scene that's significant to you as Marianne. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm old, and I'm sat like in a cafe by a park, and I'm smoking, and I have a drink. I'm not drunk. It's just like feels like a pretty common scene to have like a bourbon neat with a ice rock in it and a fag is like a really normal thing. I have big poofy hair and stuff. I'm still like glamorous. I'm older. The lady beginning with B like died a long time ago, I think. Yeah, she did. She died quite a long time ago. And I'm just existing really.
And how do you feel at this point in your life?
Reflective.
Reflective. Was there anything that you would change?
I feel like I could and should have done more to be more independent, that I could have kept my son, or at least shared access.
And do you ever get to see your son at all?
I don't think he thinks much of me because of things that were said, and presumably I wasn't perfect, and maybe I should have tried to live closer, and you know, like lived somewhere really, really awful, and you know, in wherever they were, and made ends meet. But I really wasn't welcome, and I really feel like it would have taken like legal action, and I just didn't have the money for that to get access more.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was really kept away from him. Like they basically was like, God of her had his new woman, had a kid, and then kept my kid, and they all sort of brought, you know, a happy family. It's almost like I got forgotten about and pushed out.
Okay. I'm going to take you to your higher self now. Connect to the highest part of yourself and leave Marianne. Leave this life for a moment. In reflection to the life that you led as Marianne, what advice does your higher self give Anna now from this experience?
Stop letting men have power over you. Not in an awful way, like not in like an angry feminist way. It's just like be your own power, so to speak. Like stop relying and waiting on other people to be in control of your destiny.
Mm-hmm. How do you think, how can Anna go about this for herself to change her circumstances of ways of feeling like this now?
Confidence and belief.
Any other wisdom that you would like to share with Anna for this life in ways of career or happiness?
It's not where she thinks it is.
Where is it? Where's best to go forward with Anna? Which path to take?
Something new, but I'm not getting what it is.
On the count of 3, Anna's going to release all blocks and receive the messages from the higher self. 1, 2, and 3. Which best advice?
No idea, but I saw like a wolf's face.
A wolf's face? What does this mean for Anna?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm not getting what it means.
Is there a connection to the wolf for Anna? Does this have any significance to your message?
There's something about a wolf that is relevant, but I don't know what it is.
What could a wolf mean to you? What do you signify a wolf as?
I suppose they're like quite strong, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. What else do you get from your higher self to go forward? What other messages can your higher self give to you going forward on a path of career?
Balance. Just like faith and courage.
Mm-hmm. Going back now to the life of Marianne, I want you to take me on the count of 3 to the scene of her death, her leaving the physical body. And just before that happens, you're going to take me to that scene. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm just in a hospital. There's like the curtains are pulled.
Yeah.
I'm all hooked up to a monitor, heart monitor and stuff. Got like an oxygen mask on, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just really frail and really thin and wizened.
And what age are you here?
I'm at 82.
And what is wrong with your physical body
I
here?
think it's cancer.
Okay. And we're going to go to the moment where you leave your physical body. Tell me what you feel. 1, 2, and 3.
Light, lovely, I feel great. Like the pain I was in, gone. I feel like I'm flying.
You're flying, and what else happens?
It's just this relief.
Mm-hmm. And where do you go next?
Yeah, it's just lovely and white. And
Just
there's this
like-
lovely serene feeling.
Are you greeted with any people?
No, not yet. But I know there's like love around. Like I don't feel lonely or scared.
Okay.
There's no actual people.
Yeah.
My son's still alive, so it's not bad.
Wonderful. So, with the leaving Marianne, leaving the life of Toby, these 2 lives that served a purpose for your soul to learn and to grow, leaving that aside and connecting fully with the higher aspect of yourself, coming away from the body of Anna, going up and viewing your life here as Anna, but viewing it from the highest point. Going forward, what should Anna do or feel or be? What advice do you have for Anna?
Don't rush again.
Don't rush. Anything else?
I've just got the word peace.
Peace. To achieve peace.
I need to be more peaceful.
And what else?
Okay.
Not getting anything else? Is that enough for Anna in this session?
Yes, thank you.
Nothing else at all before we leave that you would like to say or express?
It's coming. That's what I got. It's coming.
What would that be?
Things that she wants.
And what is it that you see there that's coming for her?
And family, sort of a career that she wants, and a home.
And in which time and space would this be? In a year? In a few years? What do you see?
In the next 2 years.
In the next 2 years. Thank you. And with that, we're going to give one last healing boost to Anna. If our angels and guides could come forward to help completely rebalance her body fully in order for pregnancy and career desires, and anything else that's on her manifestation list. I'm going to heal the body fully, receiving the light, the healing light. I'm going to bring that in from your guides and feel in your physical body the places that it goes. You may feel twinges or pressure points. You may feel a release. Allowing your higher self to guide in this light with the help of the guides. Can you feel it anywhere in your body? Can you feel different places?
Yeah, I feel like this.
In the middle. Tell me when the healing is done. It's extra healing.
Thank you. Good.
Perfect. Good. Okay. So we're going to bring you back now. I'm going to count to 3, and as we count to 3, you're going to take a deep breath, and all your senses are here and the now. 1, 2, and 3. Take a deep breath. Move your hands and feet. I'm going to just ring this bell at the end, and this is going to bring you back to grounding and back to the now. Full senses in the physical body.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was so stressful.